Go to the school site and check. For bachelors, you have data or environmental data science, you have international cooperation, agricultural engineering for bachelors. And these three programs, they cost 2,000, 1,000, 1,000 euros per year. Then sustainable use of natural resources is 1,680 per year. Then you also have a bachelor's program in business administration, bachelor's in forestry. You also have agriculture and food. Then you also have informatics. The four of them cost 2,600 euros per year, 2,000 euros per year, 2,280 per year, and of course 3,200 per year, in that order that I gave you. For our Nigerian, our Ghanaians, our Cameroonian brothers, there should be a video that I did already. You should have seen that video, who intend to move to Austria, but they are saying, oh, Milton, the money is too much. I want to let you know that it all depends now on you. And looking at what many people are saying, I think most people might not be moving to Austria. But there is something here I want to tell you, and I wish you really follow this advice. If you are thinking of moving to Austria next year, September, I think the time is now. Start by checking. Any day you find an admission, not an admission, any day you find a spot for appointment, book it immediately for your verification procedure. Now, the reason why I'm saying you should book it and do the verification and legalization is because there is a possibility for you to apply to Austria if your documents are legalized. Of course, your documents have to be legalized before you can apply. And now, these fees vary from country to country. I'm going to be stating it for Cameroonians and Ghanaians now because I've done a video already for Nigerians. But let me show you something so that you guys can actually understand how the struggle is. Now, if you look at this, you are going to notice that this is my West form, okay, and inside this is the evaluated copy. So I did West evaluation, but that was for Canada, which I never even moved to Canada. That is to tell you how the struggle is. What is this? If you look at it, you will see that this is IELTS. This is the certificate, number one. Okay, let me keep it this here. Then this is another one. I want to show you this thing so you can understand. This is another one. IELTS number two. Then this is another one. This is another one, number three. And if you can see my face on it, right? Number four is that way. Now, this is general 3 times. Then academic 1 time, 4 times plus West evaluation. That is how many times I wrote? 4 different times. Sorry. Then I did West evaluation. Now calculate the money plus application fee I burnt from country to country, to France, to Denmark, to Sweden, to Norway. No, I didn't do Norway. To other countries, I can't even remember all of them. But I spent a lot of money on application fee. But finally, I got admissions to Canada, Italy, Lithuania, and then the Netherlands, and I moved here. Did I go to the Canada I was spending the money from? No, because of what? I was calculating my probability of seeing where I can get a visa and where was good. So finally, I dropped Canada because I saw that my ability of getting the visa, like there was a very thin line. So you have to be strategic in all these things. Now, if you look at this Austria, something is telling me if you finally succeed in getting these documents legalized, and first of all, choosing the right school, you have to choose a school now. Then you know the documents you have to legalize, because the list I'm going to give you here, there are so many on them, but you have to choose the ones you have to legalize them. Okay, when you choose your university, you know when the admissions is starting, you know when the admissions is closing, then you know the documents you need to submit an application for, then you can have a successful application. And after you get admission, you pay the tuition fee and you do visa application. It's even better that you can have a sponsor, but the sponsor must give you the money to put in your bank account. Your bank statement must carry the total amount, 14,000 euros for those who are above 24 years. Now, the list of documents you need to legalize, it depends on individuals. It depends on nationality. It depends on individual. Birth certificate is compulsory for everybody. Attestation of birth for everybody. Age declaration for everybody. Then certificate of identity, probably where you are coming from. They will need it at the embassy, at the VFS Global. Cameroonian and Nigerians are using VFS Global. Then also police character for everybody. Affidavit of bachelor's degree. This one is really not important. Marriage certificate for people who want to move with couples or family members. And remember, when you are doing this thing, this certification, this verification, the maximum number of people per family should be 5. the husband, the wife, and 3 children maximum. That is the one family, because the amount of money they are going to consider is just irrespective of the document, the children's birth certificate, your marriage certificate with your academic credentials of the person who wants to study. They will group everything together and you pay the same amount as everybody. So that's why they have a limit. Okay. Then also you have affidavit of facts, affidavit of consent, death certificate. If your sponsor is, maybe you inherit something from your sponsor who is, then you can do death certificate to prove that. Then you also have school leaving certificate and recommendation letters from your school, and then secondary school certificate, WAEC, NECO, O levels, A levels. Then you have a bachelor's degree certificate and transcript. All of these things, you are just going to select the most important ones, like I mentioned to you, and then you do authentication, then you do verification, then you do legalization. You only pay verification fee after verification has been concluded. Legalization fee after verification has been concluded. Then you are good to go. Now, also understand that there are so many countries in, so many universities in Austria, and these universities in Austria include private and public schools, some in Vienna, some in Carinthia, some in Lower Austria, some in Salzburg. Popular ones I will recommend to you is Johann Kepler's University. Now, this institution has bachelor's programs, master's programs in English, and there are other universities like the University of Economics and Business. Others have English programs at the master's level. So you have to, first of all, before you even start thinking of this legalization something, make sure you know the school in which you want to apply to, its requirement, closing dates, opening dates, and everything plus tuition. But of course, tuition is usually very easy, okay? And Austria is a good country. Road network is good, education is good, job market is good, stability. Of course, Austria is perfect. Now, no country is perfect, I beg your pardon, but Austria is good. Then also, if you are applying to, I will always encourage you to apply to many more universities. Before now, when you check the schools and you see what they need, and you see that they have a program and you see everything, then this is the time for you to now book for your appointment. You need to start checking appointments. You need to start checking. When you finally get appointment, you have to then maybe do what we call payments. Of course, before you pay, you have to know how many documents you are paying for, and there is a date you have to take the documents to VFS Global and give VFS Global. And please do not forget that it is important. The VFS Global will bring the documents back, and when they are legalized, when they are all verified, they can now ask you for you to pay legalization fee. Legalization per document is 80 euros. Do not forget, somebody will still say that, oh, Milton, the money is too huge. But there is no way. You cannot just independently migrate abroad for free. Okay, not everything is going to be free. Not everybody will get free things. So you have to note this on time. The book appointment, you have to do the payment. Let us look at the payment details and who is supposed to pay and how much is the payment and where are you going to do the payment. Now, there is something I also want you to pay attention to, and this concerns everybody, guys. If you are moving to Austria, one thing you need to always know is that you are going to be applying for a residence permit. Okay, after that, of course, you are going to get a visa. Then when you get a visa, you still need to get a residence permit when you arrive Austria. And this is something many people do not put into consideration. But that's by the way. We are going to talk about how much money you need as a Cameroonian and how much money you need as a Ghanaian to do this process. I'm trying to open the document. Now, the money you need as a Cameroonian, let's pay attention to this. Based on the number of documents you will submit for verification, you are required to pay a verification fee, pay the fees and collect a print receipt. This receipt, you are going to take it back when you are going to collect your documents. Then if you want to send somebody, there is also a consent form you have to fill on the embassy website. Now, education documents will cost 109 euros for Cameroonians. Then family certificate of good conduct will cost 98 euros for Cameroonians. Civil status document, which is maybe your marriage certificate, birth certificate, it will cost you 98 euros. Remember, if the documents are 5, it will still be 98 euros. They are not charging, only legalization charge separately per document. Verification is the total amount. So you have to convert this money to your own local currency, Cameroon or Nigerian currency. It depends. Or Ghanaian, sorry. Nigerians, you already have your own. Then certificate of no impeachment It depends now. I do not know this certificate. It depends on your own level. Is 109 euros. So if you calculate all this money, it's roughly about close to, I think, close to like maybe 400 euros or so. Remember, when moving with family, the amount is different. Now, the fees will be charged in your local currency when you get to VFS Global. Cameroon, you are using VFS Global in Yaoundé. Ghana, you are own in Ghana, and then Nigeria will use that in Nigeria. Now, when the documents are verified and you have to visit legalization, there is information you have to note. It is on the website. Then, of course, you collect the documents back. But one important thing I would like to emphasize here again is please know the university you want to apply to. I don't want, oh, Milton, I want to apply to Austria. I do not know the requirements. I do not know the documents to legalize. I've given you the documents now. And all you need to do is to go to the school website, check again, then pick out the other documents, attach your educational credentials, and you take them to VFS Global. So this is what it entails. Again, I am sharing videos. Austrian universities are very cheap. These private universities I gave you, there are many of them here. Okay, but if you think your GPA is low, you may not get admission into public schools, then try private universities. Most of them you are going to pay above 3,000 euros. Some 3,500, some 4,000, some 5,000. So just choose which one is best for you. Milton cannot independently say something. Now, in another video, I'm going to talk to you about some universities which are going to be opening very soon in Czech Republic. I don't want to talk about many of them now, but the very first one we are going to talk about is Czech University of Life Sciences. This university is in Prague. And if you take a look at this university, they have bachelors in English as well as master's programs. Bachelor's programs in English and their tuition fee that will be open from the 10th of September. Admissions will open from September 10, I think September 10 or 15. Then we'll close around December or January next year. So if you want to apply to Czech Republic, apply to this school, check this institution, prepare your documents now. Of course, your basic high school documents and your university documents. Prepare the documents now. Then you wait for this September date. And of course, there is a little fee for application fee. Schools here are quite affordable. They have bachelor's and master's and PhD in English language. So go to the school site and check. For bachelor's, you have data or environmental data science. You have international cooperation, agricultural engineering for bachelor's. And these three programs, they cost 2,000, 1,000, 1,000 euros per year. Then sustainable use of natural resources is 1,680 per year. Then you also in forestry, you also have agriculture and food. Then you also have informatics. The four of them cost 2,600 euros per year, 2,000 euros per year, 2,280 per year, and of course 3,200 per year in that order that I gave you. Then you also have some other different programs. There are many of them. This is one of the biggest institutions in Czech Republic. Most programs will be opening from the, I think, 10 or 15. Please verify. The details are on the website. If I remember, I will drop a link below. Then bachelor's and master's. Now, when you are applying to this country, note that you have to do nostrification. This process is usually very confusing to international students, but it's not difficult, right? First thing first, start on time. Secondly, you need to know that you need nostrification procedure. And this nostrification, when you do it, some schools will facilitate the process for you, but others will not. I'm just telling you this story so you know. Then also there are other universities that you can equally apply to. Not every school in Czech Republic, but the majority of them, those that are starting at intake next year, September, not February next year, September, they are going to be, one of them is this institution. It takes time for them, like 3 months. Okay, others are also going to be opening very soon. I will be dropping the videos. Do not worry yourself. And requirements you need to have your high school documents if you are going for bachelor's, your university transcript and certificate if you are going for masters, and begin on time and understand appointment is a problem, and visa appointments too is also a problem. So you have to also follow the trend. There is a date you have to book for appointment, and there is a particular time you need to get up to get the date. Okay, but I will advise you to start on time so you start talking to the embassy when there is still time for you. I hope this helps. We meet again in another one. Bye bye.